All right. So I am known as Vegan Gains. So obviously, the first thing I'm going to want to debate you on is veganism. So are you familiar with the concept?
Yeah. So you just like don't eat like animals and beef and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the very basic idea behind it. So vegans don't eat any animal products. That includes meat, fish, dairy, eggs. We also don't wear any leather, fur, wool.
Yeah.
But if you want the real philosophical definition, veganism is a moral philosophy and lifestyle that seeks to grant animals the same rights as human beings if they were to be trade equalized to animals.
Okay.
So basically, what that means is we agree with the fundamental principles of human rights. We don't think human beings should be killed. We don't think human beings should be mistreated, like, raped. We don't think you should be able to steal from people, enslave them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very basic.
hmm
We just extend those same rights to animals. So, in the same kind of context where we would grant human beings these rights, we would also grant animals these rights.
Okay.
So we're not advocating for dogs to be able to get a driver's license or have a right to vote, because in a similar context, if a human being were to have the same mental capacity as a dog, we wouldn't want a human being voting or getting a driver's license because they'd probably see a squirrel, swerve the car off the road, and then ram into a tree or kill somebody.
Right.
But, the basics, yeah, but like the basics, right to life, right to not be abused, tortured, stolen from. That's the general idea.
Right.
So,
So I mean, my
what?
question would be like, so you can't have eggs?
No.
So like, how do you like have testosterone then if you can't eat beef or eggs? How do you test max?
Those foods are not required for testosterone production.
So what's your test maxing split looking like?
Well, I actually just started taking steroids 5 days ago.
Beef?
But I've
Okay.
been natural for my whole life up until August 1st of this year.
What made you decide to take steroids? Like
I've
new month, new you?
well, I've pretty much gotten to damn near the peak of what I think I can achieve naturally. I benched 410 pounds last year.
Damn. Okay.
I've gotten up to 6'3", 200 pounds, roughly 10% body fat.
W Chad. Okay.
So if I wanted to go any further, the kind of risks that I would have to take as a natural lifter are just very high. I think I do have the potential to bench 500 naturally.
Yeah.
It's just that without that extra, support from the steroids, growth hormone,
Mhm.
your tendons are much more vulnerable. You're much more likely to get injured. So I figured, why not just go superhuman?
Yeah.
Like the reality is, everybody wants to take steroids. The only reason they don't is because they're afraid of needles or they don't know how to use these drugs safely.
Right.
So, I just did a lot of research. I know some medical doctors and IFBB pro bodybuilders who know what they're doing, who can help me. I've gotten some good information, and I'm just starting with fairly low doses. It is a performance enhancing dose,
hmm
so it's 30 milligrams of testosterone cypionate per day
Yeah.
and 4 IUs of growth hormone per day.
Okay. I mean, don't you think that you'd be able to like break out of that plateau or whatever naturally if you just added some beef to your diet?
I don't see why that would be the case.
Well, isn't that like your like protein? Like there's like hella protein in beef. And there's like cholesterol, which I heard cholesterol like boosts your
Well, there's
testosterone.
also hella protein in tofu, and your body creates all the cholesterol it needs.
But
Cholesterol
isn't like
does not have an
testosterone built from
association
like
with
cholesterol
testosterone.
though? It is, right?
Yeah, so testosterone, it's literally in the name. It is a sterol. Cholesterol being the largest, the majority of sterols in your body that are produced are cholesterol. Those hormones are based off of cholesterol, but your body produces all the cholesterol it needs. and there's no association between total and free androgens and your serum cholesterol or dietary cholesterol.
Okay.
So you can eat a ton of eggs, eat a ton of saturated fat, make your cholesterol go through the roof. It's not going to boost your testosterone.
Well, what would you say to like Nathan Sages? Do you know that guy? He's like cholesterol is like the building block of testosterone. He actually got me eating like 5 eggs every night before bed. Last night I had 6.
What's his name?
Nathan Sages. He's like a test maxer. Cause like I just been eating like honestly I feel so much better just like even mentally like I feel my test is higher. Been eating beef, eggs, and I just kind of feel like that more like like that testosterone. I've been making gains.
So does this guy go by Testosterone Coach on Instagram?
It's like Shredded Sages I think on Instagram.
Yeah, Shredded Sages.
You know this guy?
And he says he's Testosterone Coach.
Yeah, he says like beef and eggs like all the time. You should debate him honestly. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, well, this is very easy to disprove.
Okay.
So the largest study that I know of ever conducted on this topic compared vegans, vegetarians, and meat eaters. They looked at IGF-1 along with free and total androgens. Vegans had the highest level of free and total androgens. There was no statistically significant difference between the groups, but if you look at the levels on the chart, they did have higher total and free androgens. Now they also noted the researchers also noted there was no association between dietary cholesterol consumption and serum cholesterol and free and total androgens.
I mean, my thing is, I'm not trying to diss you, but you seem to kind of have like that soy pitch in your voice a little. Like you kind of got that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of got like that, like soy boy tone.
Well, hey man, if you were to talk to Mike Tyson on the phone, you might think he's kind of a beta retard. Like,
it's a good point.
I play with pigeons. I really like pigeons, and I like it when they kiss. But he'll fuck you up.
That's a good point.
So
yeah.
Look.
True.
I've gotten pretty big, 6'3", 200 pounds naturally. I've gotten to a 410 bench. I think my arms right now are about 18 inches. So I'm a big dude. I've gotten pretty strong, and I haven't needed any meat doing that.
Okay. I mean, I would argue like animals, like they don't really get like tortured though, right? Like they like. I'm pretty sure there's like a more like ethical way. Like even like in the religion of Islam, there's like a thing like they have to kill them in a certain way where it doesn't like harm the animal. It's called like halal killing, and you have to like kill the animals in a certain way where they don't suffer. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so you can actually look up the video on my channel. I'm pretty sure it's still available. So halal slaughter is horrific. They literally just take an animal, slit its throat open. So there's no stunning method involved. They literally just slice its throat open. They writhe in pain, scream. Now, the video I took of this, it wasn't a technically halal slaughterhouse. It was a kosher slaughterhouse. But kosher slaughter is halal. Halal isn't kosher, but kosher is halal. If that makes sense to you. So it's basically the same. So, a rabbi blesses the meat and then they slice its throat open. According to the Muslim religion, as long as it's kosher, it's still halal. But according to Jews, if it's halal, it's not kosher because it has to be blessed by a rabbi. Now, you can give it a look yourself. It's on my channel. It's some of the most horrific shit you'll ever see. They take a live animal, they don't stun it, they don't do anything like give it a medication to put it to sleep, they don't stun it in any way, like with electricity or a bolt gun. They literally just slice their throats open. They scream and writhe around in pain for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then they put them up on a hook, and sometimes they're still squirming around, and they haven't totally gone dead. So that's halal slaughter. It's horrific and awful. And if anything, it is more, violent and torturous than
Yo,
meat in, the normal industry.
somebody in my chat saying no, kosher is not always halal. If the animal was mistreated or tortured, it doesn't meet halal standards. What would you say to that?
Well, same with halal. So again, anybody who's ever worked in a kosher or halal slaughterhouse will tell you this. The amount of animals they need to slaughter, there is no way 100% of the time you will meet kosher or halal standards. So you are going to run into situations where you do not technically meet, the standard agreed upon definition of halal or kosher. But regardless, even if everything goes perfectly, the animal is fully conscious and you're slicing their throat open. So imagine if I were to execute you. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the cartel execution videos.
Where they just shoot them.
There is no. Well, now actually, what the cartel likes to do is they'll lay you down flat on the ground and they'll step on the back of your neck and basically crush the back of your neck like a cockroach because it doesn't leave any blood. So there's no mess to clean up.
Oh god.
But you can find some. They might be gone off the internet. This is back in the live leak days, but the cartel used to just cut people's head off with a kitchen knife.
Jeez.
I've seen videos like that. That's what they're doing to these animals. So would you rather get your head cut off with a kitchen knife? While you're fully conscious, or would you rather get stunned before having that happen, where you're not conscious? If you choose, I'd rather get knocked out first before they just cut my head off with a kitchen knife. Then you'd have to agree halal or kosher slaughter is worse than the standard industry. And if you had to choose between somebody not killing you getting your head cut off with a kitchen knife, or you getting knocked out first and then getting your head cut off with a kitchen knife, I think you'd choose somebody not killing you. So I'm just asking you to give that same kind of respect and consideration to animals where you don't kill them.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, you're actually making a lot of very valid points. Somebody in my chat here, though, says animals aren't equal to humans. Ask him if he thinks animals are equal. So do you think that animals are equal to humans?
Well, I don't know exactly what's meant by that question. I don't think women are equal to men. Men are generally taller, stronger, better nervous system efficiency, more. So we're not the same. We're not literally equal where there's no differences. So we're smarter. There may be certain feelings and emotions that we can have that some animals can't, or we might be able to feel certain things to a greater extent. We have four fingers, one thumb on each hand, whereas some animals have hooves. So we're not equal in the sense that we're literally the same, and we have some abilities that they don't have, and they have some abilities that we don't have. Now, what I'm simply stating is that we don't have to, give animals the exact same treatment as a human being. We don't have to give them the exact same level of, respect that we'd give another human. You might think cows smell bad and when you go past a cow, wow, that cow stinks. I don't really care about that. All I'm asking you is to not murder them. That's it. It's really that simple. Just don't murder them. And this is, I think this is a good mental exercise for you. So again, like I mentioned at the beginning of our discussion, the idea of veganism is just extending human rights to animals. So if you're going to disagree with that proposition, then I ask you, name the trait or set of traits that are lacking in animals that, if lacking in a human being, would justify killing and eating a human being. Because again, presumably, the reason you're okay with killing animals is because they lack certain traits that we have.
Yeah.
So, in order to be logically consistent, this has nothing to do with necessarily being human. This has to do with traits that humans possess. So tell me, what traits do humans possess that animals lack, that, if lacking in a human, would take away a human's right to life?
probably just like consciousness and like thought. Like they say humans are like the only species that's like able to perceive God. Like I'm pretty sure like if a human turns into a vegetable and like they're in a coma, sometimes they just like put them down, right? Like they just like kill them if they're like completely out of it. And I feel like animals kind of have that same consciousness. Like they can't speak. They can't like they don't have like inner dialogue really. They're kind of like NPCs.
Okay, so like are you saying this is a conjunction of traits? So like are you saying the ability to perceive God, the ability to have higher functioning reasoning, internal
inner
dialogue and language?
Yeah.
So is it the conjunction or is it like just one of those in particular?
Well, they all kind of go hand in hand, right? It's kind of like that the working mind, like to make you not like an NPC.
Okay, well, I will tell you I cannot perceive God. So I'm atheist, and to be more specific, I'm a nihilist. To put it simply, nihilism is just the truth. It's the recognition that there is no objective meaning to existence and life itself.
So that's why you sound and look so depressed.
Oh no, I'm not depressed. I'm loving life, dude.
You don't sound like
I'm making games, making money, playing video games, and I'm loving life, dude.
But
it's just my
any meaning behind.
You ever seen Bob's Burgers?
I've heard.
Well, have you ever seen Bob's Burgers? Like I sound like Tina. Like there's some people with just a monotone voice, but I'm loving life.
Okay. Why? Like I guess like that's kind of like a bit subtract or whatever. But like why don't you believe that life has any meaning?
Well, objective meaning. So life has meaning to me personally, but what I'm stating is there is no objective, stance independent meaning to life. So meaning isn't something that you can find out in the world. Meaning is something that you produce in your mind, and anything that you feel is right or wrong or meaningful, you have to be able to impose that on the world. So that's all that means. So I can find certain things meaningful. I love girls' butts. Girls' butts are very meaningful to me, and I love touching them. I love smelling them. I love poking around down there.
Okay, you're clip farming.
But I'm not going to make the claim that objectively speaking, independent of any mind, girls' butts are important.
People in my chat are saying nihilist means that you hate kids, you're against kids. Do you think that kids should no longer be born?
No, that's not what nihilism means. You can be a nihilist and like children.
Okay. So, what would you think then about like God like giving like commandments and like ways to live life? Like you can't kill people, you can't steal. Like, don't you think that's kind of objective?
Yeah. It's a weak idea for weak people. Why do you need to listen to anybody else and have them tell you what you should or should not feel?
Because that's
so
like
again,
morality.
Well, what makes it objective?
Well, because it goes for everybody. Like it's just like, yeah, you shouldn't kill. Like, would you say it's objectively wrong to like rape a woman or like kill somebody? Like like humans just
no, not objective.
Like, you have like an inner consciousness that tells you that's wrong.
Yeah, you have. So again, you're proving my point. Your inner consciousness is telling you that's wrong.
But where does that inner consciousness come from?
Not objective facts that are independent of your own mind.
Right, but that
so you're proving my point.
Didn't just like spawn there. I think that's innate from God. Like when I was like younger, like I used to like I don't want to like.
Well, it doesn't necessarily. So first of all, let's just assume God is real. And let's assume that God gave us these innate feelings from birth. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean killing or like murdering somebody, to be more specific, is objectively wrong. All that means is that the reason you have these subjective notions of right and wrong is because God made those subjective notions present in you.
Okay. So here's a good one. If killing isn't wrong, then why do you care about like animals being killed?
Well, I didn't say killing isn't wrong. I'm a nihilist. I'm just saying,
so
objectively speaking, there are no facts about. Sorry?
How would you debate somebody that says killing is right if you can't objectively say it's wrong? Like, okay, I say it's okay to kill people and animals.
Yeah, so I would test their logical consistency. So, like, again, we're kind of assuming that, like, with these sorts of debates with veganism, we're kind of assuming that we're going to be on the same page to some extent. And I think we are on the same page that it's wrong to murder people, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is it's also wrong to murder animals. And I think we do still have a bit of a disagreement there.
But is it objectively
Now,
wrong to murder animals, or is it just like you personally think
no. No, I personally think that, and I think you also probably personally and I think I can easily demonstrate that. So again, I was going to ask you to name the trait. So name the trait that's lacking in animals that if lacking in a human being would justify killing human beings. So just jog my memory again. You mentioned something about mental capacity and like having the ability for language.
like having a consciousness and not being like an NPC, you know?
Well, animals clearly have a consciousness. They're not robots.
How do you know that?
Well, how do you know? Like, this is just deductive reasoning. They do have problem-solving skills. They can clearly observe things, and they can even observe themselves. A lot of animals can pass the mirror test. Even animals as insignificant as ants can pass the mirror test.
How do you know that's not just like programmed into them to like ants? Like they.
Well, how do you know that's not programmed into human beings?
But isn't it like their genetic DNA code that's how they know to do certain things? Like they're not.
We're also animals, and we also have a genetic DNA code.
Yeah, but they're not just like thinking, oh, I should carry this other ant or like carry this like whatever. They're just programmed to do that. But as humans, we control our own reality. I could go to college or I could be a streamer. You know, it's different.
Well, how do you know that? How do you know that that hasn't been genetically programmed into you? And how do you know God hasn't preordained this and you have no control over yourself?
Because I could go kill somebody right now. You have free will.
Well, no, you perceive having free will, but you don't know if you have free will.
Should I test it? I mean, I've tested before. I've got up in class and wrote John Zirk on the whiteboard. That's free will.
So the issue here is you're going to have to prove that you have free will. Proving that you have free will doesn't mean doing what you want, because doing what you want may be preordained by God. God may have predetermined every single action that happens in the universe, and you have no free will, and you're his puppet, and you just think you're acting on your own will. So that's going to require a much higher standard of evidence than just simply doing what you want.
So you think that we're all programmed by God to do certain things and we can't not do that?
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if you're going to say humans have free will, animals don't, I don't know how you could say that's a unique aspect of humanity.
Because it simply is. Like, we're obviously not programmed. You have the power. When it says the kingdom of God dwells within you, you have the power to be a millionaire or be homeless. An animal has their basic genetic thing, and they do the same thing. They go repopulate, go get some eggs or whatever. So
what percentage of humans that have ever existed do you think believe in God? It's probably pretty high, right? Like close to 100?
Probably a lot, though. There's like 2 billion Muslims alone, and then there's like 3 billion Christians. So.
Well, I mean God, period. So that could be, modern religions.
I'd say like 80%
it's probably,
of humans, probably maybe 80, 90%.
So you're telling me you have free will, but you do the exact same thing that the vast majority of people on the planet do. You believe in God. You have the same beliefs.
Yeah, but I have the
same belief structure
God too. Like I could become an atheist. Like you have free will, so you're an atheist.
Well,
you're proving my point.
Prove it. Become an atheist. Like, what does that mean?
Well, what do you mean? You're saying I believe in God. That means I have no free will. Well, I have the free will not to. That's my choice to believe in God. So that really makes no sense.
Well, okay, if I don't know, if I showed you that there in fact was a dragon that lived in this valley that nobody ever traveled to, and you saw that with your own eyes, and I convinced you that dragons exist, would you be able to choose not to believe in dragons? Like, I don't know what that means.
That's
like,
a
if
really
you see
weird argument.
something,
Like, that has nothing to do with being able to take your life in whatever direction you want. Yeah, obviously, if you see something, like, yeah, I believe you exist because I'm talking to you. That has nothing to do with free will. That's just my perception. Like, that's a really weird argument.
well, right, and you have the perception that God exists, but you're saying you could just choose not to believe in God. So just like how, like, it would just be a bizarre statement saying I could just choose to not believe in you. The reason you believe that I exist is because you're interacting with me right now.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with free will, though. Like, God gave you free will.
Oh, okay, but how do you know that? God could be some sort of entity that has no interest in free will, and he could have created the universe to be deterministic.
Bro, you were like freaking mathematically trying to make this so complicated. If God gave people the free will to be mass murderers, like that's proof right there. They weren't just programmed to go kill people. They chose to kill people because they're angry about something.
Okay, you're
You're trying to play 5D chess, but it's
what's
like not
the technical?
that complicated to understand. Like I think anybody can.
So I asked you. So I asked you're question begging right now. So I asked you to provide evidence of free will, and we can even assume God exists in the scenario, just for the sake of argument. And your evidence for that was people can use their free will to be mass murderers. That's question begging because you're making an argument that assumes the truthfulness of the premise.
What the fuck? So you want me to go kill somebody to prove to you that I can? Like what?
No, that would not be adequate proof. So this is a philosophical issue that has gone on for thousands of years. No one has been able to prove that free will does in fact exist.
Yo, chat, what do you guys make of that? But they have the free will to watch me right now. Like they're choosing to watch this conversation.
That's question begging.
What is question begging mean?
So again, you're making so question begging is making an argument where the premises assume the truthfulness of the conclusion.
So you're just enslaved to be a YouTuber. Like your whole YouTube channel is not your free will. You're like forced.
I am agnostic as to whether or not free will exists. It may exist, it might not exist. But if your argument for why it's okay to kill animals is that animals don't have free will, then I need you to provide evidence that human beings, in fact, have free will, and that's a trait unique to human beings.
Okay, wait. So, what's a good example? Okay, so I don't have free will. Okay, I could turn my camera off. Boom! That's free will.
That's question begging.
I could go mess up this whole bed. I could turn my fan on right now. Those are all choices that I can make. It's free will.
Why is it assumed that any of the actions you're committing right now are due to an act of free will?
What do you mean? Because it's spontaneous and it doesn't make any sense. Like I could turn my light off. That's spontaneous. That makes like no sense. Why would I just?
Well, the only reason you're doing that.
Right
well, by the way, the only reason you're doing that is because the only reason any of this is happening is because somebody in my chat sent me a link to your YouTube, stream thing, and then you ended up getting in the call, and then we ended up having discussion, and many of these circumstances control over.
Wait, how
you had no control over?
I was going to ask you that. How do you?
Somebody in my YouTube chat sent me a link to your stream.
Oh,
so a lot of these things that are happening, you had absolutely no control over. Now, you might possibly have had the choice to interact with me. You might have possibly had the choice to, get on call with me. Mm-hmm. But why would we assume that any of those things you did were in fact choices, including your choice to turn off your camera or turn off your lights? Because again, the whole set of circumstances that led to this weren't entirely your choices. So like me bringing up, this topic of free will and the arguments that I made.
That's just kind of stupid. Like I chose to go live. So things can happen. And that's the whole thing, right, about God. Like, maybe God wanted us to have this conversation. So, yeah, God can nudge you in certain ways. Don't get me wrong. He could guide you in certain ways. But at the end of the day, it's up to you if you're going to follow.
Did God want 6 million Jews to get holocausted? Did God want children to get raped on a daily basis?
I mean, that's because humans have free will. Like, the Nazis had free will to kill Jewish people. You're proving my point.
Okay, so do you think there are good ways to use free will or bad ways to use free will?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, and that's why they send people to hell.
So
God sends people to hell if they abuse their free will into a bad kind of area.
Right. So do you think God would send people to hell for killing their pet dog or cat?
Yeah, their pet dog or cat, but I feel like chickens and cows is kind of like food.
Okay, so can you name the trait that's lacking in a chicken or cow that, if lacking in a dog or cat, would justify killing a dog or
Well,
cat?
dogs and cats are pets, so they're not food. Like nobody has a pet chicken or a
Well,
pet
they don't have
cow.
free will according to you,
Yeah, but
so it's
nobody
okay to
like
kill any
cuddles
being
with
that
like a
doesn't have free
cow or
will.
like a chicken. And also,
No, people do
I don't
cuddle
think
with cows and
dogs and
chickens.
cats taste as good as cows. Like they don't taste as good as a good steak.
You can ask a lot of Chinese people that question.
Whoa,
Same with South Koreans. I don't know if they'd say otherwise.
Are you insinuating that Chinese people eat dogs right now?
Yeah, they do.
Whoa!
So do South Koreans.
Whoa! That's a little bit racist, don't you think?
No, they do in fact eat dogs.
No, I've actually never met.
So
a
do
person
South
that eats
Koreans.
dogs.
They also eat dogs in the Philippines.
I've never met like I've never met a Chinese person or Asian person that eats dogs. Never.
Have you met every single Chinese person on the face of the earth?
Yeah, but just to say that Chinese people eat dogs, like come on.
Okay, do Americans eat burgers?
Yeah, some Americans, yeah.
Okay, well then there's some Chinese people who eat dogs.
Well, yeah, there are some Chinese people.
So
Like
again, I just find it a little confusing that you said that animals don't have free will, therefore it's okay to kill them, but then dogs and cats don't have free will, but it's not okay to kill them. And I do not see, I don't think anybody in your chat even sees the substantive difference between dogs and cats and cows, chickens, pigs. Like, pigs are even more intelligent than dogs. They're usually, they're commonly referred to as having roughly the intelligence of a 5-year-old child. They're quite intelligent animals.
yeah. I mean, I guess my big thing is just steak like tastes pretty good.
Okay, but that is not a moral justification. So are you saying like taste pleasure justifies killing an animal? Because human beings taste pretty good according to some cannibal tribes.
Whoa. Yeah, no, we shouldn't kill
Yeah,
human
human beings are referred to as long pig.
They're referred to
Humans
as
taste
what?
like pork. Long pig. They taste like pork.
Why did my mom just text me saying they do eat dogs and cats? Come on. Sorry, what did you just say?
So, if you're going to use taste pleasure as a justification to kill animals, then it would be okay to kill human beings because humans taste like pork.
Yeah, but humans are just like consciously above animals.
Okay. So you're fine with killing mentally disabled people? There are mentally disabled
I mean, there's
people
still
who are
people,
so
but
disabled
there's
that
a
they are
reason-
mentally
I
below
mean,
animals.
They do put people down that are like in like those like vegetable states, right? Like if their family consents to it and they've been out for
Well,
a
that's
while,
because they have no ability to have any kind of quality. But there are,
Sorry,
in
you just
fact,
cut out.
mentally disabled
Sorry, what did you
people.
just say? They have no ability to what?
Sorry, that's because they're bedridden and they have absolutely no quality of life. Like they're not conscious. So yeah, that's fine. That's essentially a mercy killing. But there are mentally disabled people who are conscious, who do have an ability to experience well-being, but they have less cognitive capability than a lot of animals. So, are you saying it's okay to round up every severely mentally disabled and turn them into bacon?
Well, I mean, obviously not. No, but okay. So, what would you say?
Then that is a contradiction because you are claiming that it is both not the case that cognitive capacity grants one a right to life.
What would you say? Well, like, what would your alternative be then? Because I don't think you get enough like nutrients and protein from like just eating tofu. Like, what even is tofu?
Hey, buddy, let's flex our guns on camera. Let's see who has more gains. All right?
But you're
do I
older
look like
and
I'm
you're on
nutrient
Pesto.
deficient?
Why did you just look like Tristan
For
Tate?
5
You look
days.
like Tristan Tate for a little.
For
bit.
5 days.
Yeah, bro, you're blasted steroids. Of course, you're gonna be big.
So for one thing, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a blast. And for 5 days, I literally went on August 1st. You're not going to see any big visual changes in literally 5 days.
What's so special
you can
about
look
August
at
that made you want to take
literally.
steroids?
Sorry.
What's so special about August that made you want to start taking steroids?
Well, there's nothing about August in particular. But again, like, look, you can look up my YouTube channel. I'm Vegan Gains. I'm well known in the fitness industry. Compare my physique and my lifts to all the other big, fitness YouTubers who eat meat. They're not as big and strong. So I've benched 410 pounds. Not many other dudes who've benched 410 pounds for eating meat. Again, I have about 18-inch biceps. You can see my physique update videos and photos and shit. Anything posted before August 1st, that's me completely clean, 100% natural, lifelong. So if meat was this, like, amazing gateway to making gains, buddy, that doesn't seem to be the case.
My mom's in the chat saying I kind of agree with him. You're switching teams, Mom. Come on. There's one comment.
Your mom's a smart woman.
Say, do you care about a stranger as much as a family member? Like, would you rather have somebody kill your mom or somebody kill, like, a complete stranger?
Well, I'd rather have somebody kill a stranger. Because, yeah, family members matter more to me.
Okay, well, they're still, like, a human, so what makes you perceive that, then?
Because they're not a family member.
Okay, so it's kind of like the same premise with an animal, right? Like, humans, like, they're more, like, relatable, more close to us than animals.
Not necessarily. You can ask members of your chat, would you rather have somebody kill your dog, or would you rather somebody kill a random person? So yeah, I'm closer to my pets.
Or pig.
Well, sure. So if I had to choose between my cat dying and a random cow or pig dying, I'd rather the random cow or pig because I care more about my cat. Same as if I had to choose between a random person dying and my cat dying, I choose the random person because I care more about my.
Right. Yeah, but wait, how? Yeah, somebody says we aren't closely related to animals. Yeah, I mean that's kind of true. Besides pets, because pets you kind of like bond with.
What do you mean we're not closely related to animals?
Like we're like so different than animals, Like it's kind of like it's almost like God kind of spawned in cows as food.
So you're talking about like the Bible, Christianity, right?
Not necessarily Christianity, just like God in general. It feels like God just spawned in cows as food for us.
Okay, so do you believe in the creation myth of the Garden of Eden?
You say myth?
Yeah, well, it's a myth. But do you believe in the creation story in like the Bible?
Yeah, I would say it makes sense. But what makes you think, like, how do you know that it's a myth?
Well, because it's a stupid story made up by morons a few thousand years ago. But in any case, we can assume for the sake of argument it's true. So if you believe in the Garden of Eden and you believe in that story, what foods are eaten in a garden?
What foods are eaten in the garden? Well, I mean, I don't like.
Have you grown cows in your backyard, or have you grown tomatoes in your backyard garden?
Well, it depends if I was a farmer or not.
Well, that's not a garden, right? That's a farm. So, Garden of Eden. It didn't say Farm of Eden, huh? Didn't say Slaughterhouse of Eden. It said Garden of Eden. So I fucking got you, buddy. You eat fruits and vegetables in a garden.
So are you saying like the first humans that like God created were eating like carrots and like vegetables and stuff?
According to your own creation myth, according to the Bible, yes.
Okay, but you don't even believe
it is explicitly stated.
How do you use it as an argument then if you don't even believe in it?
Well, you're the one who's claiming to believe in that.
Well, I'm not necessarily
so by your
Christian.
own standards.
I'm not necessarily Christian, though.
But you said you believe in the Garden of Eden creation myth. So if that's the myth you believe in, then again, you're the one arguing that God like created cows for us to eat. Well, if his original plan was to have us live in a garden and eat the foods in the garden, well, what foods are made in a garden? Yeah, it's fruits and vegetables, buddy. Like, get with the fucking program. This is
Bro,
all
you
fruits
clip
and
farming,
vegetables.
bro. Stop clip farming, man. Come on, dude.
I'm not clip
your chat's
farming.
electric right now. Your chat is electric. Yeah, but like, fuck. Guys, help me. Yo, honestly, would you be down if I like get somebody who's like more qualified to debate you on my podcast? Would you do that?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Where can I talk to you like off stream? Do you have Twitter or what do you have?
Well, I have a throwaway Twitter account. I don't really use it. I'd prefer Instagram.
Okay.
I am vegangains.real on Instagram.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not saying I want to like hop off the call. I'm just saying like for the future. Wait, have you seen me before?
Yeah,
or
sure.
No?
I'll debate anybody.
Okay. Then.
Sorry?
Have you seen my content before or no?
No, somebody just linked me
Okay.
your channel and said I should try to debate you.
Who was it that I think was it like Myron Gaines that was like debating you? I remember there's like somebody that like had beef with you or something, right?
Oh, Myron Gaines had a call-in stream where he said haters call in, and I was just pointing out that his argument about why it's okay for men to cheat was logically flawed, and then he didn't say anything and he just kicked me from the call.
Why'd he kick you from the call?
He couldn't make an argument. It's that simple.
Huh. I mean, I do a lot of streams with like Myron's current manager right now. He might be open to debate you even.
Oh yeah.
You know, he manages Fresh and Fair right now.
Hey, if he wants to debate veganism or something, I'd totally be down. I don't think we're like I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he says about dating, but I'm not really particularly interested in debating some of that stuff. I think he has some silly ideas there.
Yeah. No, it's
But,
not
yeah,
him.
veganism would be
It's not
fine.
him that would debate you. It's his manager. His manager also does. Like, do you know Gary, the numbers guy?
Not familiar with him.
Okay, he's like the numerologist. He's got like 2 million on TikTok, and he manages Fresh and Fit.
Oh no, I know him. Yeah, numerology is just fucking stupid.
Well, why do you think that numerology is stupid? Maybe we could talk about that.
There's literally no evidence for it, and it has no predictive capability.
Wait, here's a good comment. Yes, Eden was vegan. Eden was vegan. It was after the flood with lack of vegetation. God allowed meats. It's permissible in the meantime. We will return to Eden's diet in heaven.
Well, you could now, like, assuming God wants us to live in the kind of way that he had planned in the Garden of Eden, wouldn't you be in his good graces if you acted in the way that he wanted you to act in the Garden of Eden? Like, wasn't the whole reason humans got kicked out of the Garden of Eden was because we did some things that he didn't want us to do or we were told not to? So, like, maybe if this is your, like, religious belief that, like, we should live in alignment with God and, you know, the perfect plan for us, why don't you stick to the fucking plan that your Sky Daddy laid out for you, who you say is the, like, ultimate arbiter of truth? So if you think God is so fucking smart and... Yeah, so there's a lot of fake ones. It's vegangains.real.
.real. So
yeah, that should be there.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, if you believe in the Garden of Eden and you think God is the smart, all-knowing being, why don't you listen to the smart guy who said just eat the fucking vegetables?
Don't they spray vegetables nowadays though with like a lot of like toxins and like poisons and cancer stuff?
I have not seen any evidence linking pesticides or herbicides to increased rates of cancer. In fact, the big one, the big scary chemical, Roundup, that's made by Monsanto, there's actually some cohort studies that show people who eat, this Roundup, sprayed crops, they have lower rates of cancer. And the people who are most exposed to this are going to be farmers, and lo and behold, the farmers that have the highest rate of exposure, they don't have like these massively inflated high rates of.
Do you think it lowers your testosterone?
And
why do you think testosterone is like lowering so much?
well, it's probably primarily from obesity. So if you have more adipose tissue on your body, you're going to aromatize testosterone more, and that's going to create a negative feedback loop where your body produces less. It's possible that there is also a combination of effects going on. So some of these chemicals might be endocrine disrupting in some sense, but they tend to accumulate in your fatty tissue. So that might make obesity that much more dangerous, but obesity is the primary concern, not some of these pollutants. So as long as you can avoid obesity, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah, so you think more people are getting fatter and therefore it's making the average of low testosterone go down and down and down.
That's where, like, that's really the only evidence that you can point to. I know there's some researchers who say the reduction in testosterone is outpacing obesity. Mm-hmm. But again, there could be a synergistic effect between obesity and some of these endocrine disrupting pollutants. So obesity is the big bad that you want to avoid, and the endocrine disrupting pollutants are the little sprinkle on top that are making things worse. But as long as you can avoid obesity, you're probably going to be fine.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's like an agenda to like make men's testosterone lower to like control people easier?
I don't think there's some kind of crazy conspiracy where chemical companies are releasing pollutants and stuff in the environment to lower men's testosterone. If that were the case, TRT clinics would not be popping up all over the fucking place. You would not be able to order testosterone online.
Or maybe they're popping up all over the place because they're making money when people have to pay for TRT because their test is low because the lifestyle was implemented to lower their testosterone. Like, how come our testosterone is so much lower than our ancestors, like a couple of years ago? Like,
yeah, well, first of all, we don't know that. We only know that testosterone levels have been declining since the 1960s.
Yeah,
I think that's
in the
when
1960s our ancestors had like 2,000 nanograms of testosterone. Like,
well, it's kind of weird calling them their ancestors. That would be like your dad and grand. But yeah, nobody knows what like a caveman's testosterone would be. We have no idea because we can't test their serum. It may have not have been. Nobody really knows. Like, these are also people who struggled to survive and were under a lot of stress, probably had trouble sleeping because they were being hunted by other predatory animals and had like famines to deal with. So stress, lack of sleep, and lack of nutrition, that's probably going to lower your So who knows if cavemen had high testosterone or not. But again, the point you made was that, like, I don't know, there's some big conspiracy to lower men's testosterone. If that were the case, there wouldn't be TRT clinics popping up. So your excuse for that was, yeah, but then they can make money. Well, then they're in testosterone. It's to make money.
What was your testosterone before you hopped on? Like, what was your testosterone measured at?
So it was 540. It's basically smack dab in the normal range. No, 540 is smack dab in the normal range.
Yeah, but
you're generally going to see most people between.
You know the normal range is all age groups. So the normal range contains like 80-year-olds too, which influences the average. Like, if you're in the normal range, that's not.
Yeah. Good. No. You're misunderstanding. So you can look this up. There's a normal range. It ranges from about 250 at the very low end to about 1,000, depending on what lab you're going with. Mm-hmm. In each age strata, what you tend to find is that the bottom 5% tends to be higher. So the people who are about 2 standard deviations from the mean, they tend to be higher in each age strata. So the bottom 5% in like a 15 to 20-year-old age group might be around 400, The bottom 5% in a 20 to 30 age group might be around like 350. The bottom 5% in a 30 to 40 age group might be like 300, but that range still stays the same.
Well, that
So again, 540.
That just shows you that eating like your diet puts you pretty average testosterone. But why would you not want to be above average? Like it's not even just like a muscle thing. Like yeah, sure you're jacked.
What's the evidence?
You're jacked, but having high testosterone is honestly more of a mental thing. You're more likely to take risks. You're more likely to want to dominate in your field.
Well, yeah. So yeah, there are benefits with having higher testosterone. I'm not sure if you would see those benefits without actually injecting testosterone because it functions differently in your body. Your testosterone's constantly elevated. In a normal individual, not on TRT or anything, you're going to get a spike in the morning and it's going to dip. So it functions differently in your body. I don't know if those same cognitive benefits would be present in a normal human being versus somebody who's enhanced and on TRT. But assuming there is a benefit, I don't know why I would think eating meat would increase my testosterone. Because again, the largest study on the subject, I think it's titled low IGF-1 in vegans but normal free and total androgens. Study title something like that. Again, there was no association between a vegan diet, both free and total, and there was no association between dietary cholesterol consumption, serum cholesterol, and testosterone. So I don't know why I would assume a vegan diet would lower my test.
So what do you think about this guy then that says cholesterol is a building block of testosterone and his testosterone's 1300 naturally with not taking any steroids, 1300 naturally, eating meat and eggs?
Yeah, so there are people who just produce a lot of testosterone. Where's his evidence
this guy's transformation? He used to be a soy boy. He did a test. He was at 600 testosterone. He started not drinking, eating beef and eggs, and now he's 1300. He more than doubled his test.
Well, you know what? I should mention. Okay, you know what? I should mention this too. Is this guy on like a carnivore diet, and is he eating a lot of dairy? Like cream,
raw milk,
full fat milk,
raw milk, fruit, eggs, and beef.
So here's what happens. Particularly with dairy, this is the case. It can raise SHBG. So your sex hormone binding globulin can increase massively, especially with these carnivore dieters that are on these like retard fucking diets. So all they're eating is steak, and then they can't get enough calories, so then they resort to eating high-fat dairy to their calories so they don't lose weight. That dairy is raising their SHBG. Sex hormone binding globulin prevents your testosterone. So what can happen is your total test can go up, and pretty substantially, but your actual testosterone that you can use doesn't change. So you've done nothing. You've raised your total test, but you did nothing. You just raised your SHBG. And in fact, free androgens might actually be lower, so you're not doing anything beneficial for you.
But the thing is,
it also could be the case that he just was eating.
You could literally tell he's got high testosterone.
Well, no, you can't. Look at the video Jeff Nipper just put out with those like natural bodybuilders that look like they're on steroids. Most of them had a testosterone level of like around 400 to 500, like lower than mine. And the one guy who was one of the skinniest in the entire group, he had the highest score at like 940. So no, you can't. You can't tell if somebody has high testosterone just from looking at them.
No, it's not like a physical thing.
Unless
it's just like the way that somebody talks or like kind of asserts themselves, right? Like it's more like a mental thing than like a physical thing.
Look, everyone is different. Everybody has their own like background, upbringing, cultural, personal problems, and how these hormones interact in their brain are all different. Buddy, I know a dude, he is the most jacked fucking natural human being I've ever seen. He's a vegan guy. His total testosterone, the last time he got it checked, was 1200. This guy is a fucking freak of nature. He's like a mix of every race. He's like part Afghan, I think some Chinese and a bunch of other shit. he's being abused by a bunch of his ex-girlfriends, and he doesn't know how to stand up for himself, and he's one of the nicest. Like, it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, there's an association with higher testosterone and like masculine type behavior, but like, look, you can find women who are, Marines who've shot and killed people who are hardcore as fuck, but they look like pretty girls. Like you never know, who you're actually meeting, what their psychology is like. There's a little bit of there is an association with these hormones and how people behave. It doesn't. You can't know just because, oh well, you've got high.
Yeah, honestly, that's actually a really good point that you make. Yeah, I think mental has way more of an influence than just like your hormones. I actually agree with you there for sure. But
oh, I have a cat.
What?
Cat is being silly. I hope he comes over here so that I can show you my cat. Come here, Gum Gum.
Yo, your chat's so awesome. Yo, do you guys know me or no? Do you guys know my channel or no? My name is Tyson Hockley.
Look at this cat.
I do content. I've done a podcast with Sneeko. I'm followed by both Andrew and Tristan Tate on Twitter, doing a podcast with them soon. And yeah, this might be people's first time hearing about me, but I'm 17.
Well, look at this cat.
W cat though. You should have him for dinner.
So look at this cat. He's 15 pounds, absolutely massive, and he's on a vegan diet. So if this cat can be on a vegan diet, you can be on a vegan diet too.
You should eat your cat.
I am absolutely not going to do that. I'll feed you to my cat before I'd ever consider.
How much does somebody have to pay you to eat your cat?
Oh, there's no price that you could give me.
Seriously? Would you rather like me drop dead or your cat drop dead?
Oh, I'd rather you drop dead.
Why?
Well, you eat meat, so I know if you die, no more animals are because of you. And I like my cat more than you.
But people are still gonna eat meat though, even if I die.
Yeah, but you won't. Yeah, you won't if you're dead.
So are you saying it would benefit the planet if I died?
Yeah. Well, it would benefit the animals.
So would you care more about my life or the animal's life?
Depends on the animal. But yeah, most animals, I'd rather save them than you.
But I'm a human! We just talked for like an hour! We're friends now!
Oh, I don't think people are special in any way. Again, I'm vegan. I think in cases where we'd grant animals rights, we'd grant in cases where we'd grant humans rights, we'd grant animal rights. Since you're killing animals, no, why would I have an interest in letting you live?
I'm not killing animals, I'm just eating steak.
No, you're killing animals. That necessitates animals dying.
Well, if I don't eat steak, more people are still gonna eat steak. Like the same amount of animals is still gonna die.
No, that's like saying, oh well, people will still kill each other. There's wars going on. So what difference does it make if I go out and commit serial killings? Like, no, that's not how that works. It's called supply and demand.
Oh, so how many cows do you think you've saved?
According to PETA, I think your average person saves somewhere between 60 to like 90 animals per year by going vegan. I don't know how many cows that would be specifically.
Cow.
Oh, I definitely have, especially since I've convinced people to go vegan.
I don't think you've saved any cows.
Oh, I have.
But don't you think it kind of gets counterbalanced by like the testosterone people that say eat beef? Like it kind of gets countered.
Well, again, I am no smaller, no weaker than any people back when I was natural. And again, the research doesn't lie. There's no association between eating meat, dietary cholesterol, serum cholesterol, and free and total androgen.
Okay. All right, man. Well, dude, I think we might end this here. Dude, you seem like a cool guy. Like genuinely, I know like I'm trying to like do the stream thing and be silly or whatever. But you seem like a good guy. I followed you on Instagram. Let me know if you got that or if it's like the right account or whatever it should be. But I guess I'll stay in contact with you there. I just think it's so weird because I haven't streamed in a while, and then I stream, and now all of a sudden, boom! Like I just pull up your thing, and you're like,
just message me, and I'll add you and follow you back.
Is that the right account or no? Like, do you see my follow or no?
Let me see. Tyson Hockley, that's the right account.
All right, hell yeah. Do I earn a follow back or no? Oh, I do. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll follow you back.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you, brother. All right, guys. God bless all of you guys in the chat. You guys, you seem like you have a pretty good, vibrant chat. So, even though you guys are all like hating on me, somebody says, somebody said, go vegan. I'll sub to you. Okay, I'm vegan now. Come sub. Somebody says this guy has a following.
You have to actually go vegan. We'll be able to tell.
Wait, do you think these guys will all sub to my channel if I become vegan? Should I do like a vegan arc on my channel?
Yes, but they'll be able to tell if you're lying.
How? Because I'll get small. Oh yeah, because I'll probably get
veganism
smaller.
Unlocks powers that some people consider unnatural.
You what?
Veganism unlocks powers that some would consider unnatural.
Like what? Wait, what? Expand on that.
You know, the dark side of the Force. We're like the Sith. We can just tell. We use the Force. We can tell who really is
and tell if they're vegan
or not. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so ain't no cheat in that system then. All right. Dude, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do like a... Honestly, even if I just like do like a 30-day vegan challenge. Should I do that?
Yeah, why not?
Hey.
I think it's worth it. Just make sure you eat some good food. Get some tofu and shit.
Okay, you know what? Okay, if we could get to 34,000 subscribers by the end of the stream, I will go 30 days vegan. You have my word. And you'll be able to tell.
How about you just fucking do it, dude? All you gotta do is just fucking do it.
But I don't want to. Like, there's gotta be an incentive. Like, you guys gotta sub.
No. You want to. You wouldn't want to cause harm to animals. And I think you'll just feel better having these nice, clean shits every time you go to the bathroom.
Oh, I have nice, clean shits.
Oh, they'll be even more fantastic.
But, you know, the first thing I do after I get
more fruits and vegetables always makes things better.
I have a bowl of ground beef ready for me. I'm gonna put some salt in it.
Now, go to the store, get you some tofu.
Tofu just sounds so gay, though. Like, I'm gonna go eat tofu.
No. Tofu is manly as fuck.
Why? How?
Beef is for betas.
You're just saying stuff now, bro. How is tofu manly?
Look, so beef, beta, it rhymes. Tofu, testosterone. Look, there's a reason it starts with a T. Got some tofu right here.
That's tofu? How does that taste?
Great. I put some Korean barbecue sauce on it. It's fucking awesome.
So you gotta put a bunch of sauce on it. You know, you look like Hide the Pain Harold when you take a bite of that and say it's great. That's what you look like. You look like Hide the Pain Harold.
No, it's awesome.
Is it really awesome, or are you just saying that? Because I've had tofu before.
No, it's great. I fucking love it. I eat it every day.
I don't know. All right, brother. I do appreciate your time, though. This has been a pretty cool conversation. Very random. Very, very random. I literally just opened your chat because somebody in my chat was saying to debate you. I opened your thing and you're watching me. I'm like, oh my god. That's so weird.
Yeah, no problem. Maybe we could do it again sometime.
Yeah.
Take care. And keep making those vegan... Or start making those vegan games.
Okay. I'll DM you on IG if I find some people for you to potentially debate too.
All right, I'm down. Take care, dude.
Okay, have a good one, bro.